Welcome to Sydney Olympic Park, where it's finals day of the Men's Australian Hockey League for 2011. Living Sport Media is proud to be bringing you this bronze medal playoff between the Canberra Lakers and the Victorian Vikings. My name's Paul Economides, and joining me in commentary will be Aaron McCarthy, himself a 10-year veteran of AHL with the Queensland Blades. Aaron, both these teams will be fairly disappointed they haven't reached the gold medal game. How hard will it be for them to motivate themselves for this bronze medal game?
Obviously, it's always hard to play the third and fourth playoff, especially when both teams are so close to reaching the final. The motivation for today's match comes down to still team selections for the Australian spot still up for grabs, and also, of course, state pride is always a huge factor in motivation in this game. So both teams will discover their motivation when the whistle blows, I'm sure.
And Aaron, you've cast your eye over the proceedings here this week. Who do you feel will be the key players for both teams?
Well, both teams have exceptionally good drag flickers in Wouter Hermkens from Dutch, and also Chris Sorello from Victoria. They're both very good drag flickers, so the game can change on a dime with these two blokes playing exceptional hockey as well. Also, two members to watch out for in both teams would be Russell Ford from Victoria, and Glenn Turner also has amazing skill in the strike zone in the circle. So both players will be exceptionally good to watch in this game. So yeah.
Thank you, Aaron. Certainly looks like we're in for a fantastic game. We hope you enjoy the action as much as we'll enjoy bringing it to you. Look at the team lineups now. Firstly, the Canberra Lakers, number 1, Andrew Charter in goals, Daniel Hotchkiss, Glenn Turner, Adam Baxter, Pat Keir, Aaron Hopkins, Gary Backus, Daniel Borrett, Ian Davidson, the captain Josh Hawes, Aaron Kershaw, Jack Wallace, Todd Devlin, Lucas Judge, Richard Howson, Wouter Hermkens, coached by Ben Bishop. Victoria Vikings, James Webster, Paul McKinnon, Justin Ellis, Daniel Morecki, Andrew Philpott, Chris Torello, Captain Russell Ford, Sam Fraser, Tim Wischerson, Declan Geraghty, Heath Simpson, Glenn Simpson, Alistair McLennan, George Baisley in goals, Aaron Kleinschmidt, Ian Smythe, coached by Jay Stacey. Teams ready to take the field, led out firstly by the Canberra Lakers, captained by Josh Hawes. Josh had 6 years with the Kookaburras. This is his 13th season of AHL for the Lakers. Out come the Victorian team now, led by Captain Russell Ford. Russell having played 76 games with the Kookaburras, scoring 21 goals.
Team's just finally getting their last minute team decisions going there. A bit of a psych up.
As you mentioned before the game, Aaron, it's a lot of pride on the line here, and selection in the national squad's at stake as well. One of our umpires there, Adam Kearns, the doctor. The other umpire, Ben DeYoung, brother of Blades player Liam. We're underway here in the bronze medal playoff. Victoria attacking to the right side of screen. In possession early.
The tempo of the game started off very fast already, hasn't it?
All the full press there from the Lakers. And obviously both teams very disappointed they're not playing in the gold medal game. Probably the Lakers would have been looking for their first gold medal match since 1998, which was their best ever performance. Runners up to Victoria Vikings, which was actually their first and only ever championship. Back in 1998, playing as the Melbourne Redbacks, they beat the Lakers in the gold medal playoff.
Well, after the dominating win they had against South Australia, it was likely that ACT were going to be in the final.
Well, definitely they really gave South Australia a lesson, winning 7-1. Just a break in play here. There's a Lakers player down. Let's have a look at the replay. Russell Ford there.
Yeah, looks like he's got him on the foot.
So just hit on the ankle there. There's Adam Baxter. Adam Baxter actually copped a very hard hit playing against Queensland a couple of days ago. Coach Ben Bishop was telling me they took him off to hospital for x-rays, was cleared, and he's basically straight back into the game, so it must have hit that same foot. As I was saying, the Lakers defeating South Australia 7-1, which basically forced the next game, which was the Queensland Blades versus the Waratahs. One of those teams had to win by 3 goals or more to earn the bonus point, and New South Wales end up winning 4-0 and knocked the Lakers out of the gold medal game, which would have been their best ever performance since '98.
Yeah, it was exciting hockey actually yesterday.
Bit of space in the backfield. Aaron Hopkins there for the Lakers. Very experienced player. Many years with playing for the Kookaburras.
Good breakaway. He's got plenty of room. Just outside the circle. Backstick, great save.
It's a great save by George Baisley there. Straight puts Victoria straight back into attack.
There's a fair way out there too. He cut down a lot of angles. That was a good save.
Baisley in the Australian squad at the moment. 37 caps for the Kookaburras. Victoria there looking to earn themselves a corner. Let's have a little replay of the shot. And the shot straight at the keeper, but as you said, Aaron, he was in a very good position to close down that shot. Great camera angle from in the goal there. Here we go, the Vikings now along the back line.
Whoa. Chance gone missing.
Just look for that player there on the spot.
Great reverse stick.
Still a bit of danger, and a corner to the Victorians. Gary Backus there pleading his case. Aaron Hopkins as well. Don't think anyone's going to change the doctor's mind.
Yeah, definitely raised.
It was raised and dangerous, even though it went to a Lakers stick. They're not going to have much luck there with that one. Daniel Moricki there for the Vikings was in the firing line. Obviously very dangerous with Sorello there on the battery.
Guys getting their gear on. Sorello flicking at you, you'd want to wear as much as you can.
James Webster preparing himself there for the trap. Russell Ford, the captain, with a push out. First flick saved, it's still on here. Back to the spot, goal! That's a great goal. Getting the scraps there. Number 1, James Webster.
Good low position, ready for that pass across. Great angle.
5th minute of the game. The Vikings take a 1-0 lead. That's great. Just snuck in the post there.
Very hard for Charter there to cover that one.
I tell you, it shows the importance of just being low and having your stick on the ground. Hiko, the Lakers now into attack.
Counter attack straight away. Whoa.
Turner with a shot.
Another great save from
Well
Baisley.
saved from Baisley.
Well, it looks like this match might be ending, Paul, by the first 5 minutes of it. It's very, very fast paced.
Well, there's been a heap of goals scored this tournament. Glenn Turner with a shot. It's his 10th year of AHL, Glenn Turner. Currently in the Australian team, there are a couple of question marks over his fitness. His coach assured me he was 100% fit. He did come home early from the recent Kookaburras European tour. That was planned. Some players were given a rest. Turner having notched up his 50th game for the Kookaburras and scored 37 goals, which is a great strike rate.
That's amazing.
Plays for the Bankstown club in Sydney. Glenn Turner.
Reverse stick didn't really quite come off, but he's got the hit anyway.
Quick free hit there. Victorian straight into attack.
great defending. Stick low in the circle. That's what you want.
Cirillo there. Very distinctive ponytail.
It'll be a 16-yard hit.
Marecki there had his shot deflected.
Russell Ford confusing a few people there, just a slight dummy. Running some good angles here, Victoria. Coming into the 25. And a turnover. A real percentage pass, that one.
It was easily intercepted by the Vikings there. So we're out to Hermkens having a bit of a complaint. A few things to say to the doctor. Having nothing to do with it. Another shot there from the Vikings. Earned the free hit there. Well done, Daniel Marecki. Here's Simpson there with a cross.
Oh,
It's still on.
oh, great save.
Great save.
Good composure.
It's a very good save. Good position by the goalkeeper there.
Some keepers would want to slide low on those saves, Paul. That was good to stay up.
Oh, good skill there. Daniel Hotchkiss. It's his 10th year of AHL.
Oh,
Straight into attack. Hotchkiss, a member of the Combined Institutes or the CISAS squad heading to North America in September.
Austin McKellar here.
There's a shot there.
Oh,
well
great
saved. And a corner.
Great run there from Alistair.
Russell Ford having the shot from the top of the circle.
The replay shows great save by Baisley. Caught off a little bit. And then end-to-end stuff.
Straight back to Russell Ford. Current member of the Australian squad, Ford, 76 games for the Kookaburras, having scored 21 goals. Earns the corner for the Vikings.
It's great to see the experienced players like Hopkins down defending down there. It's make your team a lot more.
Well, it gives that extra strength down there. Hopkins playing his 12th year of AHL. He moved to the ACT 3 years ago with his work.
Oh, great
Nice
save.
And I think a lot of the young players look up to Hoppy with all his years of experience. Look at the replay here of that flick.
I'll watch it all the way to his save. Yeah, it's great to watch.
Probably didn't put it where he wanted to put it there, Cirillo. Looked like a fairly easy save in the end. Here go the Lakers now, down that right side of the field. Cross picked off quite easily by the defence of the Vikings. I'll take this opportunity to mention one of our broadcast sponsors, FHE, specialists in field hockey equipment. For a huge range of the top brands at low prices, visit your closest FHE store today or shop online at f-h-e.com.au.
Gee, they work their angles well, ACT in the 25. It's great to watch. I've been down here 3 or 4 times and it's been straight into the circle each time.
They really need to work a corner or get a good shot on goal with the potency of Wouter Hermkens. They really need to be earning corners there. That one went fairly harmlessly out for a 16-yard hit to the Vikings.
Yeah, imagine that the Vikings would have talked about the drag flicking potential of ACT before the match. Would have been one of their pre-game meetings.
Well, Hermkens is one of the two overseas players in the ACT squad. All teams allowed to have two overseas players. Current member of the Dutch national squad. The other player they have is Lucas Judge, who's actually born in the ACT, but his mum's Dutch, and he's been a member of the Dutch national team for a few years now. Lives in Holland, back here to play AHL.
Yeah, it's good to see. He's an exciting player. Adds that little bit more to the game, doesn't it?
That's right. Hopkins with the ball there. It's a good quick release from the left side. Well covered there by the Vikings. Gary Backus, that pace and energy that he brings to the team. Was covered there.
Great passing.
Good transition there. Just lost control there, the Vikings, down that right side of the pitch.
Victoria shifting their defence across to the left side, back to the centre. Pressing the ACT, looking for options. Again, Paul, it seems to be bypassing the midfield pretty quickly. It seems to be from 25 to 25.
It is very quick. Both teams keen to go home with a medal.
Going to be a 16-yard hit.
The Lakers never having won the AHL or NHL, as I mentioned earlier, runners-up in 98. They were 5th place last year, which was their best performance since they came 6th in 2003. So very, very unlucky not to have made the gold medal game. They did everything they could, but with that 4-0 victory yesterday, the Waratahs managed to jump ahead of them into the gold medal clash. The Vikings, of course, they were runners-up in their very first NHL, as it was back in '91, playing as the Melbourne Redbacks. They lost to the Brisbane Blades, and they were champions in '96 and '98, playing as the Melbourne Redbacks. Interestingly, Aaron, in the last 7 years, they have finished 3rd on 4 occasions. So a win here will be 5 third places in 8 years. And Coach Jay Stacey was telling me how disappointed they were yesterday. They had the final game against Western Australia where they lost 3-1. If they'd won that game, they would have been playing in the gold medal game. And what an experience, how lucky they are to have such an experienced coach as Jay Stacey. 4 Olympic Games. Actually, he turned 43 earlier this week. He was the AHL Player of the Series on 3 occasions. It's a good shot there, well covered by the keeper.
Yeah, Victoria's has had a up and down week really, with losing to Queensland 5-0 and then smashing Tasmania 9-1 on Tuesday.
Yeah, we've seen a few unusual results this week. It just shows the closeness of the competition. Just going back to Jay Stacey's career, it's the most capped Kookaburra of all time with 319 games, competed in 4 Olympic Games, including his first as a 20-year-old in Seoul in 1988, won a silver medal in 92. It's a good tackle there, there's a foot there, and a corner of the Lakers. And just to finish there, Jay Stacey, bronze medals also in Atlanta and Sydney. He was the World Hockey Player of the Year in 1999. I'm sure he's bringing all that experience to the Vikings squad in this tournament. Just a foot there from Ian Smythe in the circle.
Yeah, ACT earning the corner there.
I think we'll be looking at Wouter Hermkens here for a drag flick. Score Currently 1-0 to the Vikings. Opportunity for the Lakers to equalise. Ben de Jong getting the defence in line. 2 batteries set up there. Aaron Hopkins for the hit. Here comes the push. Goes to Hermkins. Well saved there. Keeper stayed upright. Baisley made it look very easy.
Yeah, great balance from Baisley. Knew exactly where the ball was going.
Straight to that left mid. I'm sure Hermkins would have preferred to have put that a bit wider of him.
Well, maybe he's just softening him up, Paul.
Maybe. James Webster there, number 1 for the Vikings. I'm advised he's the second shortest player in this Vikings team. With number 29, Ian Smythe, going to have competitions to see who is the shortest in the team. I think it's an advantage being short, Aaron. You're closer to the ground, easy to see the ball and look for your teammates at the same time.
Well, if anything, seeing Jamie Dwyer play, he's the world's best player. He's not far off their height either, Paul.
I think pace and a lot of natural ability definitely helps. Here come the Vikings now. It's good defence just outside the circle by the Lakers. Very important to make sure you step outside the circle to make your tackle, especially in a team with such potent corner specialists such as Sorello. You don't want to be dropping back into the circle, giving away easy corners. Lakers now just turning the ball over there and halfway. Gary Backus there throws the ball in the D, looking for Glenn Turner. 16 yards for the Vikings. Quickly an attack down the left side.
Again, looks like the ACT defence is set up to let the Vikings go wide and let them run down the wing. Oh, well read. Unfortunately didn't come off for him. Looking for options.
That's good patience there. Wow to Hermkins, just losing the handle as he goes over the sideline. Cirillo with a hit. Finds Ford.
Unlucky.
Hermkins makes up for his early error with a nice clearance. Hotchkiss into attack.
Great speed.
Great pace there. Here we go. Turner.
Oh,
Well
awesome
saved by Baisley.
Sliding tackle.
Turner should have done a lot better with that, actually. He had a lot of time to get his shot away. Replay.
He just bounced off his stick. Just didn't get that quite control on his trap, did he?
That first touch, if he'd kept it on his stick, he would have been able to scoop it over the sliding Baisley as he came out to him. Just a hold in play. Baisley fixing up his pads. Always a great way for a team to grab a few extra seconds to compose themselves. The old trick of the keeper needing to fix his pads. You would never have done that before, Aaron, would you?
There's been occasions where my kickers needed new straps, Paul.
Just to slow the pace of the game, no doubt. Here go the Vikings. Wasted ball over the back line. Not pressing too hard, the Vikings at the moment, giving the Lakers an opportunity to get out of defence with the hope that they will intercept on halfway, which they've done, and straight back into attack. That's a good pick up. Aaron Kershaw there with a good interception.
You know, one team's really taken control of this this half so far, Paul. It's still 50-50. Possession, I'd say, would be very 50-50. Great defence there.
Well, both teams had lots of opportunities, but they haven't really seemed to have tested the goalkeepers at all. A lot of the shots going straight to the keepers, and Victoria's still holding on that 1-0 lead from the goal they scored off the corner. James Webster earlier on.
Here we go again. A lot of space in the midfield for ACT.
Looking for that ball there. Here goes Turner. He's definitely running a lot freer. Earlier this week, he definitely looked like he was carrying a bit of an injury. But he seems back to full fitness at the moment.
Very exciting. Every time he gets a ball around that circle, you just don't know what's going to happen with him.
There's a turnover. Just mention another one of our broadcast sponsors, Charter Group Finance. They're your one-stop shop for any scenario, whether you're looking to refinance your existing loan, source a new loan, or access the equity in your property, or looking to finance your next development project. For an obligation-free consultation, visit their website, chartergroupfinance.com.au.
Wow, that's an amazing flick. Back from the 25 to the other 25. Great overhead.
A very important touch there from Bacchus. Just took the ball away from the Vikings.
Victoria again looking for the all-important circle penetration.
An interception from Hermkens on the ball again. Cut out there by the Vikings. Hermkens.
Great ball.
It's a very deceptive pass he throws there. It's very European.
Yeah, low and flat. His hitting style.
There's Lucas Judge there in the D. Lucas, another current member of the Dutch national squad. Straight back with the Vikings here.
Great defence by ACT so far. Very composed. Nice play on.
Big clearance there. Quick 16 taken by the goalkeeper. You don't see that very often.
Here we go, Glenn.
Turner, here we go.
Turner pace.
On the counter-attack.
Wow, great skills.
That was a stopping tackle there.
Green card given. So that's 2 minutes.
Ben Young gives a green card.
He didn't have a lot of options there. He had to slow him down a little bit.
I think it was Ian Smythe. Off he goes.
Victoria have it back though.
Straight again. Here we go. And a corner.
Be interesting to see this one on. Aaron's saying that it didn't come off his foot. Very rarely you see umpires change their mind in that situation though.
There's James Webster here. Just playing the ball.
Might be a bit unlucky for ACT.
I think he was there. It looked like the ball just came up off his stick, but certainly didn't look dangerous at all. Regardless, Vikings with the penalty corner. Cirillo there, number 6. Getting his target in range. Lakers ready to defend this. 1-0 still, 24 minutes into the first half. This bronze medal playoff.
One battery option.
It looks like it'll go to Cirillo. Here he goes. Lays
Off.
it off.
Whoa,
And it looks like a great save.
Amazing.
Time's called there. Adam Kearns wants to have a chat to Bender Young. He's probably looking to see whether the ball hit. Let's have a look here. Josh Hawes.
Yeah,
It's probably hit his body.
I think
That's
maybe
what he's
Adam
looking
was
for.
looking for the stick above shoulder height. Is that maybe what they're asking?
Not sure. I think it may well have hit the body. No, it's called a penalty strike.
Right. Good umpiring there. Didn't overreact to it. Wanted to have a second look at it.
Let's have a look here at the replay. You see Hawes. Here comes a flick. I think it's hit the back of the stick, Aaron. I think he's turned, it's hit the back of the stick, in which case penalty stroke, which will now be taken by Chris Sorello. Andrew Charter in goals.
Well, 90% of all strokes should go in. The rest either miss or, but at this level, most of them will go in.
Sorello. Goal. Low to the keeper's right. Power and placement. Very hard to save. Giving the keeper no chance there at all. Bottom left as Sorello looks at it. That's 2-0.
He didn't pick his way he was going, so that's all you can do as a keeper. Try and get the small percentage to touch it.
Did you used to try and pick a side, Aaron, or you'd look for the ball off the stick?
I'd always try for the ball off the stick. Some keepers have different theories.
That's gone out. So 10 minutes to go in this first half of the bronze medal game. Victoria Vikings leading 2-0. Goal scorer Sorello there, taking a free hit. Can't remember the national squad, Chris Sorello. Played 51 games for the Kookaburras, 28 goals he scored.
This is a great effort.
Vikings look to work the ball out of the left pocket. It's a nice overhead.
Yeah, it's a good angle to overhead it on. You don't see that too often.
If you're going to turn the ball over, you prefer to turn it over on that side of the field rather than on that left side. Hopkins with a searching ball. That's a great ball there. Turner with that pace. Cuts it infield. Very, very good play. Lakers still on the ball. Back to that hot zone there near the spot. Well defended by the Vikings.
ACT enjoying a lot of circle penetrations at the moment.
They'll be disappointed to be behind by 2-0. Here goes Webster now, back into the D.
Oh,
that's a great
tackle.
Great sliding tackle there by the Lakers. There's all or nothing there.
And Ingles.
Forward with a shot. Just goes wide. You don't want to be giving Russell Ford too much space.
That's his
in the
second
circle.
shot for the game. Plays for the Doncaster club in Melbourne.
Yeah, wouldn't be happy with that attempt on goal. It was well wide. Didn't look to hit it very cleanly. That's another great ball from Hopkins. Just that experience of all these years at this level. It's very calm. It's great distribution. Again, there you see it.
He's been given a lot of space in that midfield to make those passes.
We'll mention another one of our broadcast sponsors, SportsLink International. Provide tours for supporters from any country to all of the major hockey events around the world. If you're looking at travelling to the London Olympics in 2012, then SportsLink International has a tour for you. Check out www.sportslinkinternational.com. Vikings back into attack. That's a good tackle at the top of the D there. And the Lakers straight back into attack.
There we go, and the 25 looking for that circle penetration. Great reverse stick through ball, no one there to pick it up. Just going back to your mentioning the London Olympics, all these guys are still playing for those spots in the London Olympic squad, Paul. It's sort of very important these guys come out today to play for these spots.
Well, this year's AHL and next year are very, very crucial to all players. If you think back to 2004, a player that no one really had any reckoning for a national team, Stephen Molan from the Victoria Vikings, actually was a player of the year in 2004. Got himself picked for the Athens Olympics and is now the proud owner of an Olympic gold medal. So it just goes to show how important it is to perform well at an AHL tournament.
It was an amazing AHL performance he put in 2004 as well.
If you think about it, goalkeepers are often left out of the reckoning when it comes to player of the game or player of the tournament award. So to win a player of the tournament or player of the series as a goalkeeper is an amazing performance, and back it up with a gold medal for Stephen Molan, or Gimpy as he's known.
Well, Australia's seen some amazing goalkeepers, haven't they? With Lachlan Dreyer, Dame Deletty, Stephen Lambert.
Yourself?
Nathan Burgess. The current crop of keepers are all vying for that spot at the moment too. It's exciting to see these keepers all vying for that spot.
But who'd want to be a goalkeeper though, Aaron? I mean, honestly, when there's so many good keepers around, you're only looking at 1 or 2 keepers per representative team.
Well,
it's great for Australia that there's so many good keepers at the moment, but you've got to feel for the guys that miss out. They might be the 3rd best keeper going round. There's just no spot for them on the tour. Just coming up to 5 minutes now before half time. Vikings back on attack. It's a great tackle. Hawes again. Oh, he's giving away the corner. Did well to break that down just outside.
Always looks ugly, doesn't it, when a player gets on the ground? Not necessarily a bad tackle.
He's made the interception there, but he just impeded Webster. There's a bit of the pressure he put on the back of his legs there to knock him off balance. Adam Kearns awarding the corner. Cirello will be looking to extend the lead here going into half time. Lakers preparing for the corner. Some of the crowd there. Current President of Hockey New South Wales, Jeff McEwen.
So they've got a double battery here, so they're changing it up a little bit, Victoria.
I still think Cirello with a flick. Here he goes. Goal! It's a fantastic flick. Well executed there from Cirello. Second goal for the game.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that.
Let's have a look here. Looks like it actually went straight down the middle there.
A bit to the left of the keeper, maybe. Put him off his balance a little bit there.
It makes the score 3-0 just before half time. Victoria will be very happy to be taking this lead to the half-time interval. The Lakers will be keen to get one back before the break.
Bit of goalkeeping there in midfield.
I swear that left foot certainly seemed to make a little extension out there to stop that ball going through. Russell Ford again.
Great vision. It's around the corner of his eye there.
Well, here we go. Vikings with a shot.
Good save.
Great save.
Great angles there.
It was good work from Justin Ellis to throw this pass back. You see that the Vikings ready. It's a good ball. Well covered there by the keeper.
Yeah, the Victorian going in his line of sight too, so he picked up really well.
There we go again. Adam Baxter there with the interception. Still pressure on for the Lakers. They won't want to let the Vikings in again. Down 3-0. They won't want it to be further behind at half time. That's a good interception. Just lost it there. Quickly gets back to 5. Back in the circle, the Vikings looking for the corner. Well defended by the Lakers.
Yeah, they're communicating very well, ACT at the moment. Keeping Victoria wide.
That's a great switch of play. Oh, on the spot. Great save. Probably didn't get the shot away well enough.
It's come off a corner.
Marecki there had that first shot. Opportunity for a second. And a corner. Let's have a look here.
Charter doesn't seem so happy about it.
No. Well, Marecki had the shot.
Good first save.
Wasn't
Good
Marecki.
second save.
It was Justin Ellis. And then Marecki had this shot. And hit the foot there of Adam Baxter.
I think Charter thinking that it's come off a stick.
Well, goalkeepers are never happy when the call goes against them.
No, we're never. That's why I don't umpire.
They'll always look to make up a reason that it shouldn't be a short corner. Lakers desperate to keep this out. They don't want to be behind by more than 3 at half time.
I assume Sorello would be flicking again.
He's there. He's ominous at the top of the D. Here he goes. Missed trap.
Down.
Must have hit a foot there.
They want to get this away.
Hoppy with a
ACT.
quick 16 there. Turner, interception. Well done there by Ian Smythe. Oh, fantastic
ACT.
ball. They should work the corner. Great defence. Couldn't get the shot away. Would have been looking for the corner just before half time. Great defence there by the Vikings. Deep in their circle. Baxter there. Pressure on. Forward. Top of the D. Oh, just went wide.
Great end-to-end hockey.
This is, I can't keep up, Aaron. Are there any midfielders out there? It just seems to go from the defence straight to the strikers.
It's actually great hockey to watch when it's like this.
Here you go, the Vikings again. Into the 25.
So important at this stage of the game and late in the first half, the calls from defence to cover those cross passes. You shouldn't really see a ball going through the 25 like that, Paul. Finding a forward easily.
Well, they're just taking their free hits so quickly that the defence don't have time to get them in the right positions. Just winding the clock down now. There it is. Half time. Victoria Vikings leading the Canberra Lakers 3-0. These two teams battle out for the bronze medal. Goal scorers for Victoria: James Webster in the 5th minute, Chris Sorello in the 25th and 31st minute. Back here, the bronze medal game. It's half time between the Lakers and Victoria Vikings. Looking at some of the highlights of the first half.
And both keepers have had a really good first half, actually.
This is the first goal here from James Webster. Very well done by the Vikings after the first shot on goal was saved from the corner. Those people watching at home, especially the kids, all those kids running around playing minky hockey. Very important. Very important to keep your stick on the ground in the circle there.
That was an interesting decision, that one. From the naked eye, it looked like a stick.
I'm pretty sure Josh Hall's it's hit his reverse stick here. Yeah, I think it's hit just below his right hand. As he spun away, it's hit the back of the stick, and Sorello making no mistake with that penalty stroke. Low to the right of Andrew Charter. Made his Kookaburra debut this year, Andrew Charter, in 5th year of AHL. It's another corner for the Vikings.
And whack.
Sorello, that was power. Just to the left of the keeper, but he sent him the wrong way. You can see Charter's stepped to his right, the ball just went to the left.
Amazing technique he has.
Let's look at the halftime stats here. 3-0 to the Vikings. Leading with the circle penetrations 21-12. 5 corners to 1, which is an important statistic, with 11 shots on goal to 4. Both teams having 1 green card. And the goal scorers there: Webster in the 5th minute, Sorello in the 25th and the 31st minute. Not long now to the second half commences here out at Sydney Olympic Park. Thank you to our broadcast sponsors, SportsLink International, Charter Group Finance, and FHE Field Hockey Equipment. Hockey Australia, together with Living Sport Media, proud to be bringing you this bronze medal playoff between the Canberra Lakers and the Victoria Vikings. Not long now to the start of the second half, the teams are ready. Victoria leading 3-0 at half time. Second half underway, whistle blown there by Adam Kearns. Lakers on the ball.
Great little drag there.
Yeah, it was good there. Baxter. Ford walks away, leaves it for Sorello.
Well, Victoria be coming in pretty confident to the second half after a pretty good scoreline to go into the second half, 3-0.
Well, 3-0, you'd think that the one team was dominating, but I think it was a very, very even first half.
Yeah, the score doesn't really reflect the match.
No, not at all. The Lakers just really haven't created some clear scoring opportunities. The Vikings taking advantage of the opportunities that they've had so far. 3-0 to scoreline, and everything ahead of the Lakers.
Well, you wouldn't back ACT out after the goals that they've scored this week. They've been so exciting in that 25.
That's right. Hotchkiss there, earning the free hit. Hopkins taking the free hit in the 25. Well covered by the Vikings. Nothing I like to see more than a fullback stepping up to the other end of the field to take free hits. Hopkins again, sideline hit, creating the extra numbers in attack for the Lakers. Hotchkiss puts into the D. Well cleared up by the Vikings. They really need to score first here if they're going to make a game of this.
Got him cornered.
Sam Fraser doing well there, but straight back to the Lakers. Into the circle. And earning the corner.
A bit of a stick check there in Victoria.
There's Ian Davidson here. Just holding on the ball.
Coming for foot.
Just turning there. Bit of woodwork being hit. Well, these days it's not wood, is it? It's composite. Aaron?
Yes. It's pretty rare to see a wooden stick these days.
So you'd be imagining Wouter Hermkins would be licking his lips at this opportunity to get the Lakers on the board. Vikings ready. Hotchkiss with a push out.
Great effort from ACT to get a corner so soon after the half-time break.
There's two batteries there. Todd Devlin is one. Adam Baxter is the other. Goes to Devlin. The layoff.
Well read.
Straight at the keeper. And another corner. I think that rebound from the keeper's gone straight at the body of the Victorian player there. Clem Simpson.
It's a little bit like pinball. The short corners these days, Paul. The speed of the ball coming in and out.
All that foam padding. The ball rebounds at quite a pace. It's a great save, and hitting Simpson there on the left leg for another corner. Here go the Lakers again. Double battery. Missed trap. Nice touch there from Ford. Vikings straight into attack here.
Good counter-attack. Straight into this.
They've got the numbers. They're in the circle.
Whoa.
Nice interception there.
Good
Todd
sprint.
Devlin sprinted back. He was one of the trappers there for that corner. back to make that interception.
Great scrambling defence. It's a great effort, isn't it, to run from...
Oh, to run that
circle to
50, 60
circle.
yards, that's right.
Well, from a keeper's point of view, Paul,
That's what you guys, as a keeper, that's what you demand. The fitness of the players these days allows them to be able to do that. Here come the Vikings now. Opportunity.
well, looking for that
Pop
angle.
back.
Great option.
There's good pressure put on there by the defence. Ben de Young calling the free hit for the Lakers. So the first shot here was a good shot. Well,
Yeah, Ford just didn't have the quite control on it there. He's asking the question, but
I think it was a timely touch there by the Lakers defence.
good decision by Ben.
Of course, earlier this week we saw Ben de Young knocked over by Trent Mitten during one game. Mitten scored the goal. De Young got himself up, awarded the goal. We'll mention one of our broadcast sponsors again, FHE, specialists in field hockey equipment with a huge range of the top brands at low prices. Visit your FHE store or shop online at f-h-e.com.au. Lakers back into attack here.
Great ball from Hopkins to find him at the 25.
Found Turner. It was very good defence there.
He's had another sensational AHL season, Glenn Turner.
Certainly one of the stars of the Australian hockey team at the moment. Just back from Europe. Quick free hit to the Vikings.
Oh,
It was actually a Lakers free hit. Adam Baxter there over the ball. Looking to switch the point of attack. Nice deflection.
Awesome.
He's kept it in. Well done.
Not a lot of options for him, but he found.
Here you go, the Vikings. A bit of space in the midfield here.
Great ball.
That's a great pass. Well weighted there to Ford.
Russell to bring her on his back stick.
Oh, wow. Free hit. Josh Hawes. That's a very brave tackle coming in from the wrong side.
Paul. That's, yeah. It's always hard going into someone's four-stick.
Let's check here. Oh, he's done well. Got the ball. Wore one for his team there.
Could have been a lot different if he didn't get his stick down there. Could have been a pretty ugly tackle.
So Paul McKinnon with the ball out of defence there for the Vikings. Turner with a bit of space. Managed to elude two defenders there. Ball into the D.
Back stick.
Opportunity.
Oh, great save.
Good save. Very quick shot.
So balanced in his save. Signs of a informed keeper.
Still there with the Lakers here. Just outside the circle. Opportunity again.
Oh.
Great save. Baisley again. Steps out. His timing's been fantastic in this game so far.
Decision making in that situation is so important. He made the right choice there to go and attack that to cut down the angles.
Here you go, the Vikings into the circle. There's Aaron Kleinschmidt there.
Originally from Bundaberg, Queenslander.
That must hurt Aaron to see Queenslander wearing the dark blue of the Victorians. Could be worse, they could be wearing the light blue of the Waratahs.
Well, I actually played a game for Victoria once, Paul.
Go the Vikings again. Deep into attack. Opportunity here. Looks for the ball on the spot. Well defended there by the Lakers.
And a long corner given.
The Vikings had the numbers there, but the Lakers making the important interception. But still on. Back into the circle.
Great deflection.
Nice clearing kick there from the keeper. Turner on the ball.
He received that very well from his backstick. Great skills.
Good pick up there by Jack Wallace. The Vikings now with the ball again.
25.
Glenn Simpson there. A little touch on his pass back. The Vikings with the ball. Andrew Philpott putting the ball into attack. Back in the circle again. Here we go.
Oh,
Goal!
yes.
That's a very, very well worked passage of play there by the Vikings. Aaron Kleinschmidt finishing off. Fantastic passage of play. Pops it back there. Again, on the spot. It's a nice pass back there by number 2, Paul McKinnon.
Just see how low Victoria are here.
They had the numbers there. The Lakers, very well taken. 4-0. The Vikings lead this bronze medal playoff.
Number 28 for the Victorian side, Aaron Kleinschmidt, scoring the 4th goal.
That's a great goal. That's a commanding lead at this point of the game. 25 minutes to go. All ahead of the Lakers now. Try and salvage a result from this bronze medal playoff. Lakers with the ball still. Hopkins. It's a good pass. Just outside the circle. It's a great ball in from Hermkins. Intercepted there.
Victoria
By the
with it.
Vikings. Quick counter attack. Here they go.
Oh,
Great skill.
drag. Back to the left. And ACT back with it. End to end again, Paul.
It is good. Philpott showed a nice turn of pace there. But the Lakers back in attack.
Great covering save
Out
there.
for a long corner. Baisley marshalling his troops.